Our learning objective is to breathe with our intercostal muscles while keeping the chest and belly still. Our intercostal muscles are between our ribs. So we're going to feel the muscles between our ribs expand laterally to the side, widening our rib cage as we inhale. And we'll feel those muscles contracting toward the center of our body, narrowing our rib cage as we exhale, all the while keeping our chest still and keeping our belly still. For our first exercise, we'll use a resistance band or a scarf if you don't have a band. Wrap the resistance band or scarf around your rib cage. We'll take our band or scarf, put it behind our back, wrap it around the rib cage, crossing in front, and we'll hold each end of the band or scarf with a hand. Then we'll use that resistance band to give our intercostal muscles a little bit of resistance as we breathe laterally. As we inhale, our rib cage expands to the side, widening our ribs, and we'll feel a little bit of resistance from the band. As we exhale, we can use the band to assist us by pulling on both ends to help push that air out as our ribs come together. Relax your chest and shoulders and neck. Then we'll set our band aside and we'll continue the lateral breathing without the assistance of the band. We'll put one hand on each side of the rib cage and continue to feel our ribs expanding and contracting laterally as we breathe. If you have a mirror, you can look at yourself in the mirror and see your chest, or rather your rib cage, widening and narrowing as you breathe. We'll put one hand on our chest to feel our chest staying still as our ribs widen and narrow. And you can also see in the mirror that your chest and shoulders are relaxed as your ribs expand outward and contract inward. Once we've felt the chest with both hands, then we'll move one hand down to the belly and feel that the belly is also staying still as our ribs expand outward and contract inward. And we'll switch hands to see how it feels on both sides. By breathing through our rib cage, it enables us to stabilize our core muscles and relax our chest and shoulders as we dance and as we move. Bringing our hands back to our ribs, we'll feel that intercostal breath and then bring our arms down to finish. For our next exercise, we'll breathe laterally while sitting, then we'll continue while lying on our back, then moving our arms, and finally we'll finish with a roll up to sitting. We'll start in a comfortable seated position with our arms crossed, one hand on each side of our rib cage, and feel our lateral breath, ribs expanding with every inhale and contracting with every exhale. Once we've done some lateral breathing in a seated position, then we'll roll down into our neutral Pilates lying down position. We'll cross our arms again and we'll continue with our lateral breathing in this position on the floor. Now, in addition to thinking about our ribs expanding and contracting, thinking about keeping the chest still, keeping the belly still, we also want to think about the position of our spine on the floor. So we're going to check with a hand, try to slide a hand under your lower back. You should not be able to get it there. There shouldn't be any space. So if you feel any space, if you feel that you're able to slide that hand under your lower back, then press your lower back, tilt your pelvis to press your lower back down onto the floor to get rid of that space. Continue your lateral breathing as you focus on making sure there's no space between your lower spine and the floor or the mat. We're also going to check our upper spine. Same thing. We want our upper spine between our shoulder blades. We want that part to also be on the floor, so we're not expanding our chest in a way that lifts our spine off the floor, but we're expanding laterally and keeping that upper spine on the floor. So these are the added things to think about when we're in this lying down position. Keeping the part of the spine between our shoulder blades on the floor and keeping that lower spine where we have a natural curve of the back when we're standing. When we're in this neutral Pilates lying down position with our legs bent, we want to get rid of that curve and press that lower spine into the floor. Once we have our spine connected with the floor, our abdominals engaged, our chest still, our lateral breathing going, then we're going to add our arms in. Just a simple arm movement, reaching up toward the ceiling, down toward the floor, back and forth. At any tempo that works for you, we're just thinking about keeping the breath going, keeping the spine stable, keeping the abdominals stable as our arms move and as our breath moves in and out of our rib cage. Finally, after we've done a few of these, we're going to take that arm movement and add a chest lift and roll all the way up to sitting to finish this exercise.